Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Bro,
What
please,
the fuck,
bro.
man? I'm joking. Stop.
Talk to him.
Hello, I'm Michael Mills with the Injury Assistance Law Firm, live on Talk to Him TV.
What's going on, Mike?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
So how we started off on Talk to Him TV, I normally like to let the person go ahead and tell the people like who you is, like well you told them who you is, but like what you do.
Okay. Well, like I said before, I'm Michael Mills. I'm a personal injury attorney here in Central Florida, primarily based in Orlando, but I have a second office, a satellite office in Winter Haven, Florida.
Okay.
We specialize primarily in personal injury, like I said, so that includes car accidents, slip and falls, pretty much anything where you're injured at no fault of your own.
So you from Orlando?
Originally, I'm not from Orlando, although I've been living here for about 30 years now. I'm from the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, and I moved up to Florida, finished high school, and then moved to Orlando in '91 to go to UCF.
So why your family left from over there?
Actually, I left St. Croix due to Hurricane Hugo. For those of you that don't know,
old enough for that.
Yeah, that was a Category 5 hurricane that hit the islands. That actually hit, I think, part of Florida as well back in 1989. But the islands, my island, took a pretty significant beating. A lot of the schools were closed down. We lost our home, and my dad was living here in Vero Beach, Florida. So I came up to live with him so I can finish high school.
Oh, okay, then that's what's up. That's what's up. So you still go back over there?
I used to more often, but as of late, not so much because my mom is now living here in South Florida.
Oh, okay, then.
With my brothers and my sister.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I mean, when you was over there in like the Virgin Islands, like was y'all like a rich family, or did you like?
No, we probably, I'd say, grew up by United States standards, mainland standards, because it's still the U.S. We'd probably be considered lower middle class, I would assume. I never really wanted for anything, so I didn't really have that perspective of, we're poor or anything, because my mom pretty much struggled and survived and worked hard to get me anything I needed.
Okay then. So, but so like, how old were you when you like figured out you wanted to be a lawyer?
That's a funny story actually, because for most people it happens later on in life, but with me, again, growing up in the islands, it happened for me pretty early in life, and I relate it back to the Cosby Show. And for me, watching the Cosby Show when I was younger and seeing Bill and Felicia Rashad playing the Huxtables, I think Miss Cosby was an attorney and Bill was a doctor, or vice versa. I think that's the case. And I just saw the house that they lived in, and how they were able to do things for their family, and and they had a 2-story house. We don't have a lot of those 2-story houses with the stairs on the inside. Okay. I know it's crazy, but as a kid, I looked at that and was like blown away. And at that point, I decided I was either going to be an attorney or a doctor. Fast forward, realized I got a little squeamish with the blood and the stuff like that doctors have to deal with, and I was like, well, my other alternative is to be a lawyer, so that's actually how it happened.
But what made you choose like that, the injury part? You know, there's a lot of different lawyers.
Absolutely. That actually came about from after, because I didn't set off to be a personal injury attorney. I just knew I wanted to be an attorney. Mm-hmm. So once I graduated, I wanted to work in the private sector of attorneys. Okay. And basically my first job that I got after graduating was an insurance defense attorney. So I was actually working for the insurance companies, primarily Geico at that time was our main client. So I worked with them, and that was in Tallahassee right out of law school. And then when I moved here to Orlando, I continued on the the personal injury side, although it was the defense side, and got a job here at one of the larger insurance defense firms in Florida at the time, Conroy Simberg, and I was just doing the personal injury on the defense side.
Oh, okay.
And you know, at a point, I just realized that working for the large insurance companies and fighting against the smaller guys and trying not to pay them out, that wasn't really it wasn't really in my spirit. I'd say I didn't really enjoy doing that. I was one of those that would prefer to help the little person as opposed to the big company. So
do you feel like that
'06,
shit company trying to get over?
And I still do.
But before I get into that, because I want to get into that now, but what college did you went to? Because you kept saying like when you graduated school.
Yeah, I went to UCF for undergrad and Florida State for law school.
How long you went to UCF?
UCF was from 91 to 95.
And then in Tallahassee?
In Tallahassee, I took 2 years off before going to law school, try to work and pay some debt off, realized that wasn't really going to happen and wasn't going to lead to the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So I decided to go ahead and follow what I initially started off to do and go to law school, and ended up going to Florida State.
So like, all right, back to what we was just talking about. So like when you go, when you working at these insurance companies, like, and they telling you like to, you know, basically stop the little people from getting the money, like, what that feel like, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know, you just like.
Right, well, you know, as an associate attorney at an insurance defense firm representing insurance companies, you know, you just have to do your job. There were times though where, you know, we'd get files from specific insurance companies asking us to do certain things, like let's interview this specific client, and the only reason, and not client but insured, and the only reason I came to find out that we were doing that was because of the name that person had. And if it was a Creole or French sounding name, let's interview them, see if they really were involved in this accident. And that just became.
I mean, cause you know that is like a little thing on the streets. Though even the streets say that like Haitians be getting into a lot of accidents.
Right. Yeah. But not every Haitian, you know, are staging.
Yeah. I get what you said. I just thought it was funny that you said that.
Right.
It's not right for them to stereotype nobody because they was in an accident though.
Exactly.
So, but that's no. I think that's just. I never knew that. See, that's crazy though that the insurance company actually really know that too.
Oh, they absolutely do, and they'll set up. I mean, they know that because they've caught staging rings or whatever the case is, and it's like that old saying: one bad apple spoils the bunch.
But I mean, do a lot of. I mean, all right, hold on, before. Like you being a injury lawyer, like do y'all like all the other lawyers? Do y'all get along with like all the other lawyers, or do y'all like, is it like a fraternity club? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how?
Like with other personal injury attorneys?
No, I'm saying like
other attorneys in general.
Like, do the personal injury attorneys blend with the criminal attorneys, with the entertainment lawyers? Like
not really. It's not like that we don't. It's just that we don't run in the same circles.
Yeah.
So you know, I'll refer clients of mine that I don't, you know, if they're asking me for immigration, they need immigration service, I don't do that. So I'll refer them to an attorney that I know that does immigration. So in that sense, we work together, especially on the plaintiff side, where we're helping the individuals. If it's a family law client, I don't do family law, so I'll refer them to somebody that I know that does family law.
So, all right. I mean, so I think, hold on, and it's like, cause I was in the accident before. And it's like when the people get their settlement, y'all get like the person injured like 33%.
33.33%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like doing that right there, when I ain't trying to count your pockets and nothing though, but you like, what's like your biggest case?
My biggest case was $2.75 million. Is what I settled for, and that was a very serious accident. My client did suffer some loss of vision, and she had some serious scarring over her eye, and she had to undergo knee surgery. So, and it was against a cab company. So, it was one of those rare situations because, there's often times where we get clients and their injuries are severe, but there's no policy limits. There's like either 10,000 or nothing sometimes. And so for those clients, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that I can do. And then there's those clients where you have the huge policy limits, but they're not really that severely injured.
Yeah.
So the few times where you have a client that's, pretty injured and you have a policy limit that you can actually get them fairly compensated for their injuries, those are the times that, I'm happy because I can actually do something for my client. I mean, they're usually happy anyway, but especially when there's significant injury.
But when you was that big case that you was just talking about, like how that felt, because I know they was sending them at you, like trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean that's a big case, that's a lot of money. I know they ain't trying to hand that over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, basically it's like the same people you used to be. You know what I'm saying? Now they coming at you.
Well, I didn't get that case from an insurance company.
Oh.
No. I don't get referrals from insurance companies. I go after them, so yeah, they're not trying to see me like that. But it felt really good because my client was really happy.
Did it take you a long time?
The whole process took about 2 years. About 2 years. From start to finish. From the time she came to me, I was instrumental in making sure she got the right care, saw the right doctors. I helped drive her I paid for her to go down to South Florida to see the best experts down there to see what we could do about her eye, and then just going through and making sure that we built a strong case, to be able to maximize on the amount that we could get for her.
What was the 33% of that 2.7? Oh, I see you got it on the wall up here too.
Yeah.
And what was the 30?
I don't know. It's probably, it was like 700 some thousand.
So that's how much you keep.
Correct.
Dang, so boy, how
It
I mean,
was
everybody get a check like that now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you get a check like that. Like man, you like.
It was.
I mean, I know you put the work in because you got to do all that. Yeah, so,
absolutely.
But I'm just saying, still, you like.
Well, I mean, it went to obviously take care of my firm and
do everybody get bonuses when you get the thing? Like?
Absolutely, bonuses, and just the general day-to-day operation of my firm. Paid off some student loans, of course.
You still owe student loans?
Not anymore.
Oh, I was in
Not after that.
Oh, what year was that when you went this?
That was in 2015.
Oh, then so you been banking them, you been hitting them ever since then?
Yeah.
Like how often do you win a case? Like do you have cases go through like monthly or weekly?
Oh, absolutely, but not that big. Usually, I mean, obviously we're getting settlements every month. That's important because we're a small firm, so we have to be grinding. The motto of my firm is hard work, hard and hustle. So I mean that's how we survive out here.
Yeah,
you have to put that work in, have to hustle, and it's have to put that heart in there so that your clients know that you're on their side.
So how many clients? How long you had your own law firm?
I've had this law firm for around a little over 7 years. Before this, I had my own practice with a partner for 6 years.
So since this one for 7, like you had this one for 7, how many clients did you have in like that 7 years span? Like I mean, like an estimate. I know you probably
I don't know.
And all that.
It's hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, definitely hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, how you market yourself to everybody? Like I'm saying, like how people find out about you, like.
People find out about me online, or I advertise on the radio. 105.3 The Beat.
Yeah.
I'm on there. 104.3. I can't even remember the radio station. 105.3, I think. Well, anyway, the Beat.
Yeah.
And billboards, and I was on I was doing some television ads for a while as well, but now it's mainly social media and
That around the world.
billboards. Yeah, yeah.
That social media crazy right now. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you all the time. But all right, let me ask you about this one because it's a good one.
Okay.
Do you think 411 pain and all that is good people to do business with?
I'd rather not speak on that because I've worked with them in the past, and yeah.
Can you, all right, we ain't got to talk about it, but can you explain to people like what they is? Because a lot of people, I ain't gonna lie to you, I hear the ads all the time, but I really don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of calling y'all before just like calling the lawyer?
Yeah.
I see if I didn't know y'all number, it's in the phone book, internet, like you can just Google injury lawyer, like what I'm calling y'all for.
So, I could say this: 411 Pain is they're a referral company. So they'll if you call them, they'll refer you out to an attorney or a doctor. They typically refer you out to their medical treatment places, and that's about as much as I'd say in that regard.
Dang. No, I be trying to get the sauce on stuff be going on. It sounds like a scam to me.
I did not say that.
No, you ain't saying.
They're not. It's not. I mean, they're actual medical facilities, but 411 Pain itself is the marketing aspect of that.
Oh, so they got their own so 411 Pain is a medical company.
No, they're the marketing aspect of the referral company. So they're a referral company. They refer
see, now you
to
said like that,
attorneys and they refer to medical.
The person that's running is smart then, but I mean, like, I still just don't see no point. I'd rather just call you direct.
I'd rather you call me directly also.
Do they so like the lawyers that they prefer you to, are they like lawyers that they like partner with or something like that, or do they just find you good lawyers?
I'm actually one of the lawyers that they will refer you to.
Oh, okay.
So they're obviously they're good lawyers, but it's mainly you call them, they advertise ridiculously, and so it's a way for them to get clients or get patients in for their medical establishment, and then refer those clients that need attorneys out to their attorney network.
All right, and then like so you got a lot of people that use 401 Pain there too still.
Yeah.
They heavy marketers, but like you said earlier about the range, like the little accident people, like do you get affected by those people? Have you dealt with those type? Cause you know there's people that really go stage accidents to get that money, because it's a lot of money in accidents, period. So I mean, like, you ever dealt with something like that?
There's been situations where I was representing a client and found out that it was like everything wasn't on the up and up, and in situations like that, once I find out, it's a wrap. I can't pursue that case anymore. I don't want to be a part of any of that. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to be about it. No.
Because I mean, you got to think about it. I'm a businessman myself, and in every business you have the good and the bad. So like, what about how you feel about the lawyers that actually like they help the range like do that? Because I mean, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got good lawyers. You got some lawyers just want their money. They don't care how they get it.
Well, I mean that's on them. I know I went to school for a very long time to become an attorney, and it's not worth my bar license.
Especially now that you're making $700,000. Man, like that ain't good. But see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people get greedy. They want that $700,000 every month.
And that would be great, but that's not my situation. So I have to continue working, and to continue working, I need to have my bar license. So if it's anything involved that will jeopardize my bar license, I'm not trying to hear it.
So with your bar license, do you get to just go be any type of lawyer you want? Like if you wanted to switch to a criminal lawyer, you could right now?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, then all right. So you just like the injury part though?
Right. I've been doing it for like 21 years.
You ever think about being another type of lawyer?
Nah, not really. I like injury law. I'm very familiar with it. I know the ins and outs. I know the players. I know the medical side of it. I know the doctors. I have a huge medical network, so I can typically get my clients great medical treatment,
Mhm.
and I'm in with them so that on the back end when we're negotiating the residual bills, I'm able to make sure that my client gets the maximum amount I can get for them.
All right, and then like when I say this, I don't mean down you, but you more of a small firm, a personal firm, basically to say that.
Yeah.
And then you have the firms like Morgan and Morgan.
All right.
Off the top, why would I call you over Morgan and Morgan? Like I'm saying, why would I want you? That's a good. You know what I'm saying?
I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
And the reason you want to deal with a smaller firm, and it's up to the individual. If you want to work with a firm that is going to you're going to be able to actually pick up the phone and talk to your attorney, you'll call me. If you want to work with a firm that the first time you meet your attorney or you actually get to meet your attorney, that'd be me. That you'd call me. If you want to work with an attorney that the case handlers knows what's going on with your case, you can call, you can text, you can email, and you get a response within 24 to 48 hours. That'll be us. And nothing against Morgan and Morgan. They're a great firm. I have a lot of friends that work at Morgan and Morgan on cases that I sometimes put in the trial. I'll partner up with Morgan and Morgan. So there's nothing against them whatsoever. But I just I provide a service that they're kind of too big to provide. I provide that one-on-one, treat you like a friend, treat you like a family type of atmosphere. You come in here and pretty much we know who you are and why you're here.
Yeah, because you gotta think about personal injury is like a different than criminal and stuff like that. Like when you call your lawyer, you trying to find out about your money, man. I need to know something. Now you don't want to be calling nobody like, man, hey man, he's not in right now. Or, you know what I'm saying?
You don't know when he's gonna get back with you or she's gonna get back with you.
Yes,
and that's not the situation here.
Because I have an open case too right now with an accident lawyer. And that's what I'm saying. It's just terrible. How long it's been doing that. They trying to, everybody try to use COVID and all that stuff still now. But it's like, man, like hit me up. Like, why I'm calling you?
Well, and see that's one of the things that I focus on is providing that type of service. I come from pretty much a sales background, so I did telemarketing. I did all.
For them 2 years that you took off?
Before, while I was in college, I did telemarketing. I did shoe sales. I did a lot of like service and sales. And what's most important in that industry, as well as this one, is that customer service.
Yeah, customer service is everything.
Is everything. You want whomever you go to, whether it be your doctor, your pharmacist, your attorney, to treat you the same way they're going to want to be treated when they're being dealt with. And that's the type of service we try to provide.
I think all great entrepreneurs should learn how to be a salesman before anything, because that's just life. Like if you're good at selling stuff, you can because you treat this like a law firm like you selling stuff, even though you're not selling something.
I'm selling my service.
Yeah, you're selling your service. Yeah. So
and that service is important. Which is why one of the reasons that we rank so highly with our Google reviews, and we're trying to get that out to more and more people so they know the type of service that we provide.
Okay, then that's big though, because I didn't dealt with accident lawyers before, from Morgan and Morgan to the small ones, and I don't really like the big ones. Like you know what I'm saying, it just be too much.
Yeah.
Like not just them. Like Morgan commercials, they advertise they'll get you more money, but like you say, you got a 2.7. You got to, you know what I'm saying?
I can get that same amount of money, and it's based on specific facts. It's based on what the policy limits is, based on what the injuries are, based on whether they treated, what type of surgeries they had. So all of those things, and when people see those billboards and they see such and such got me this amount, they don't know everything that went into them getting that amount, and they don't know how much bills are outstanding, because that's a huge driving factor in what amount you're going to be able to get. A lot of times we have clients come in and they don't necessarily want to treat. go to the doctors because they're like, oh, well, I don't want that to cut into my money. And I have to explain to them that, first of all, treatment is going to make you feel better. And secondly, that's how we build your case.
Yeah, you got to be
without the treatment and without those medical records, then it's assumed then if you're not treating, you must not be injured.
Yeah.
And if you're not injured, why are we going to pay you any money?
Right.
So it goes hand in hand. So it's important that you get the treatment, you follow through with your doctor's recommendations, and then that enables us to get all of the ammunition we need to go and fight with the insurance companies to get you the maximum amount of money possible.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I mean, like when you going at the insurance companies to get the money for the people though, you could walk us through the whole process though. A lot of people want to know the behind the scenes and stuff.
Sure. Once we get the client signed up, they go through their treatment and everything, get their recommendations. We usually make sure they, because right now, chiropractic care, that's very important, but at this point, there's more than just chiropractic care that's needed. We need to make sure that they get the right diagnostics, and then based on those diagnostics, by diagnostics I mean MRIs or whatever the case may be. If there are findings in those MRIs, then they'll need to go out to get an ortho or neuro evaluation. And if they're still in pain, then they may be referred to get injections. If it's even worse than that, they may be referred for a surgery. If they get the surgery, they may need rehab. So all those things are what plays into what the value of the case is. And those also play into what your medical expenses are. Medical expenses also go towards the value of the case. Low medical expenses reduces the value of the case.
But y'all be able to talk people down on the medical bills though, don't you? Because y'all be...
I mean, I'm not going to say that because what we do is we provide what the medical expenses are to the insurance companies, and then we do everything that we can on the back end after the case is resolved to put as much money in our clients' pockets as possible.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal though. At the end of the day, though, man, accidents be messing a lot of people's life up.
Oh, it's a huge inconvenience. I mean, people can't work. Their cars are down. They are in pain now. It's a huge inconvenience.
Then I'm trying to figure out how I can ask this one. Not because I don't want to, but like with going to the doctor, you know how like you got some people that go get on medicine and stuff like that. Like you ever had clients that like got bad with the medicine and
hooked on narcotics or something like that? Typically no, because as far as the pain management goes, with the car accidents, the pain management that either a DO or an ortho is going to provide are typically injections. So you're looking at facet blocks, epidural steroid injections, branch blocks, or RFAs, radio frequency ablation. Those are the things that are directed directly at the area that's causing the pain. So it's not necessarily popping narcotics to numb or dull the pain away. We're looking at things that specifically treat the area of the pain, and if those things don't work, then they typically become a candidate for surgery.
So like when you say your client went down there for your big case, you say like you paid for them to go down there for the surgery and everything like that. When you do that for any client that need that kind of service, do that come out your pocket or?
Well, I mean, initially it does, but then I'm reimbursed once the case is resolved.
Yeah, now I mean that's good because I mean you still have who this was? It was my cousin. He had a lawsuit going on with his lawyer. He needed some money because he was doing bad because of the situation with the lawsuit. The lawyer gave him some front money, but then you got to think, a lot of lawyers don't even do that for you.
Right, and there's a reason why we can't actually give our clients money. Reason being that's a bar violation. We can get disbarred or get in trouble, suspended if that comes out. There are companies that will loan you money against your settlement. So they're called case funding companies. So like Oasis or Client Legal Funds or whatever those. They're different. Now they charge a significant amount of interest on those cases, because if that case doesn't get a settlement, then they're out of money. So they charge a high rate of interest to cover that. But those are the opportunity or the avenues available to folks that need money due to their situation as a result of the accident. We can't give it to them, so there's those companies that are.
I think that's what he did though, because he did say, because he was saying he was lawyer to approve something. Because if you're gonna get the thing from you're gonna get the loan from the people, your lawyer have to one to tell them that
you
do it.
Well, it's still the company's decision as far as whether they're going to fund that case or fund you the money that you're requesting, or loan you the money you're requesting. But as your lawyer will give them the information that they need in order to make their decision.
So when you get the settlement, do you have to pay them back, or the client got to pay them back?
Once the settlement comes in, it comes out. We have to cut that check to them.
Oh, okay then. So then, like, cause we live in the world now.
Right, that part. Yeah.
Man.
No, and the attorney also has to sign that document saying that once the case resolved, they're going to.
See, that's probably why I thought it was his attorney that hold the money then, because I was trying to say, like, your attorney got to be involved with you getting that loan.
The attorney has to be involved. We have to sign off, and then, but the company is who approves it. They're the one that does the underwriting on it, and once they say, okay, we can do it, then they either send us the paperwork first, or the client the paperwork, but either case, both parties have to sign. I'm signing to say that once the case resolved, they're going to get their money off the top. Well, not off the top, but they're getting their money before the client gets their money.
With no interest rate, you think it's smart for people to do that, get the loan, or would you think they should just try to wait for their money?
With the interest rate being what it is?
Yeah, I don't want you to tell me what the rate is. I know companies have different rates and stuff sometimes, right. So I'm just saying.
I mean, it's dependent on the situation the client is in. Mm-hmm. If they can wait, I'll tell them to wait. But oftentimes it's a situation where the client is in a real bind, they can't pay rent, or it's something that is really, really significant, and if that's right, if they need to and they don't have any other alternative, I'm saying, well, look, it's up to you. I would hold off if you can, but if you can't, then you got to do what you got to do. Just know that money comes out, and don't be looking at me when you're, because it reduces the amount that you walk away with in the end.
Yeah, because they need their money plus a little bit more.
Oh, not a little bit more.
So all right, we're gonna go. So like you, all right, you a lawyer, you fight, you handling all these cases. You know what I'm saying? How you balance all that with your personal life? I know you got a family, everybody got like.
Absolutely. Right now I've been doing it for a lengthy period of time now, so it's a lot easier for me to balance. I have staff. I have a really good staff that allows me to be able to do other endeavors and travel and do things that I need to do to take care of my family and my personal life, but I'm still available. So with all this technology, my firm and my clients can pretty much get in contact with me whenever they need to.
Well, yeah, because what's that? I think that's what I thought she said. You'd be on a bike.
Yeah, I cycle a lot.
I was gonna say when you walk in, you kind of buff. Most cycling people be kind of like thin.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've always been pretty big. So cycling helps me to, one, stay in shape, two, stay healthy, keep my heart healthy, keep the stress level at a manageable rate.
What's the farthest you ever rode?
170 miles.
Like at one time?
Yeah.
Like, how long it took you?
Took 9 hours of riding time.
You rode for 9 hours straight?
Not straight. We had some breaks, but in one day.
I'm trying to figure out what y'all was doing.
Yeah, no, it's called the Cross Florida Ride. So we ride from Cocoa Beach to Spring Hill, and that's we ride across Florida.
I gotta put my map up. Now I gotta look at the distance of it because I know where Cocoa at.
Yeah.
Spring Hill. Is that on the East Coast though too?
That's on the West Coast. That's over by Tampa, past Tampa.
Y'all rode from what now?
From Cocoa to Spring Hill.
By Tampa?
Past Tampa, yeah.
How y'all got there? Y'all took the highway?
Nah. No, they're believe it or not, that's one of the things.
They shut I pulled out aside y'all got there. Cause that's what I'm saying is long.
Yeah.
It's a ride on the highway. I know y'all take the low road.
Remember, with I-4 would be way shorter. Cause
yeah.
But no, believe it or not, there's so many little small country roads that you typically wouldn't drive on unless you live in that area. That I found out about just from cycling.
How many people was on this ride?
Oh, it's a lot of people. It's like probably 1,500 folks. It's a big ride.
Oh, so all y'all rode, everybody rode that ride?
Yeah.
Was it like a race?
No, that's not a race. Obviously, some people, with so many people, different groups are doing it for different reasons. So some are racing to, try to beat whatever time they have, set as a target.
Do they keep track of how many people didn't make it? Because I know a lot of people didn't make it.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
What happened with the people that don't make it though? Like how they get picked up? Do they just, what I'm saying? Like, they got to be hours away on their bike.
Well, they have. I mean, we did it and supported. So what that means is that we had a charter bus that would go to. I think we'd ride for 20 or 30 miles, and then there'd be a sag. I can't remember. It was about 2 or 3 years ago, and we'll just for those folks, everybody in our group made it. So we didn't have to really worry about that. But for those that don't, there's the organizers of the ride have folks that will pick them up. That's typically the case if it's a supported ride.
Man,
if you get a flat, they have folks that comes around and help you fix your tire or whatever.
Do you do the races too though? Like where you actually trying to come in like first place or something?
No, I don't race. That requires a whole different discipline as far as the amount of time, how much you're actually riding, your diet, everything else like that.
So what you do is like basically like cross country or track.
Yeah, but I don't do that as much anymore because I've been riding for about 5 months now. 5 years now. When I first started, it was more so we were doing a lot of longer rides, like 100 miles, 120, 170. But as of late, I'm just riding just to stay in shape and have fun. So, typically my longest ride is going to be about 60, a little over 60 miles.
Man, you said it like that ain't a lot, man. I be driving 60 miles, man. You be thinking.
That's a Saturday. That's what I did last Saturday.
And how long it take you to do 60?
About 3 hours. Yeah.
Well, I hate for you to be chasing me by yourself.
You ain't gonna get it.
Like, what they Jason and Michael Myers, you go every time you look back, he still got the same pace. He's still right there.
That's absolutely right.
Man, cause I mean that's what cycling teach you though too. Like you gotta keep that steady pace.
Yeah, the endurance. It's an endurance sport. And I didn't think I'd like it when I first started off. One of my frat brothers is who got me involved, James Bertrand.
What frat you in?
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
So that's what Buddy's in, or Listen Lee as you call him. But that's once I got involved in it, like being outdoors Saturday morning before all the hustle and bustle. Man, I did not realize there were so many people out and about doing stuff, and I would usually just be in bed sleeping still. So, you get out.
What time you do that? What time you do your rides?
Usually around 7:30 is when we start.
So you do that every Saturday?
If I can, yeah, that's the goal. I hate when I miss it, but if I'm on vacation or out of the state or country,
You
then
made $700,000. No, you be vacation good. Where y'all be at though?
dude,
Man?
that was 5 years ago, man. That money's gone.
Yeah, but you still getting it though. You still,
yeah.
If I'm saying, I know you. I mean, you married?
Yeah, yeah.
So how many kids you got?
4 kids.
They all old, bro. They
No, I have a grown daughter. She lives in Cali, LA. Models.
Man, dang, are your pockets okay?
Yeah, she's self-sufficient
Oh, okay.
for the most part.
I got 3 daughters and boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I got 3 daughters also. So my son is 19 now, and he's at school at FAMU up in Tallahassee. And then I have twin daughters, and they're juniors in high school right now. So getting ready to go to college.
So what you plan on doing? What you and the wife plan on doing once they all get
Traveling.
He already said he did it out.
We already know.
You sitting there waiting. You waiting.
We'll do some more traveling, and just I have other business ventures that I'm involved in, so I'll be focusing on that as well, and just having a good time, living life, staying healthy, staying active.
With that bike, man, I wish it was something I could tell you I'm gonna come with you on it. I might need to try it out with you, but I ain't gonna ride 60.
No, I mean for folks that are just starting, 20 miles is a good start.
Man, 20 miles be like from my house to my office. Like I couldn't imagine just riding a bike there every day. Like
you'd be surprised how quickly 20 miles go.
But and then them cycling bikes though, they different though than like.
They are different. They're lighter.
How much your bike cost?
We're not gonna go there. I can tell you my first bike was about $3,500.
That was and then when you got your first bike?
That was 5 years ago.
Also, then all the people, all the real hustlers watching the show, they already know then about how much a bike costs then, because people only go up. That was just say because my first camera was free. So that's how I got in the film. My first camera was free, and I was trying to say, I definitely ain't.
Yeah,
I would never get no camera I need not for free.
Right.
But I wish. Oh
yeah,
my
you're
God.
going backwards. We only go forward.
Yeah, so I mean like. With that right there, that's like that's like a whole nother fraternity though, like for you though. Cause like I mean like the people you deal with that they always cycling too and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a club.
Lee be out there too?
Not anymore.
He used to cycle?
He did for a little bit. But
Lee gave it up.
He did. I guess his girl that he was dating at the time, she took a little spill, and it was because of him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, she fell off the bike?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was he was the one that was like, you gotta come out, and she ended up falling that day, and it was pretty. I think it traumatized him. It traumatized both of them.
But why would
it
be Lee's fault though she fell?
Because I don't think she wanted to ride in the first place, and he was the one encouraging her to get out there and do it that day.
Oh my God!
You know how women are. Strike that part.
Yeah, we don't want to start about that. That's
right? Yeah, that's fun.
I leave like the women conversations for my live talk show.
Yeah, that's another day.
Yeah, the women come. I like to have women there. I like to go back and forth with them.
Okay. Yeah,
I love the entertainment part of that
combo
conversation.
for another day, definitely.
But so like then, so you still do a lot of stuff with your fraternity brothers too?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that part is also important. It's just there's only so many hours in a day, so it's just trying to find a balance. I'm trying to balance the family. I'm trying to balance the firm. Trying to balance cycling, and then the fraternity and just my friends in general. Get in where they fit in, basically.
That's what's up. So I mean, we're getting close towards the end, but I mean, if you want to just, maybe just tell like everybody what they can expect from you, like going, like where you see yourself in this. I like to do short term, 2 years, 3 years.
Next 2 or 3 years, well, I expect in 2 to 3 years, in 3 years, let's say, I would have had this firm. I will have had this firm for 10 years. So probably will throw a pretty big 10-year anniversary party for the firm. That's one of the things that I like to do.
I'll be corporate. I didn't invite me. I'll be.
There we go. Because I like to do things that one gives back to the community. Because it's because of the community I'm still here. It's without them coming in and letting me help them, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now. And the other thing is that there's not a whole lot of African American attorneys in the nation, and even so in Florida. So a lot of folks when they're looking for attorneys, although it's changed a little bit now. Folks will actually seek me out because I'm African American. But for the most part, most folks they tend to either go to bigger firms or to
like you were just saying. But
so in 3 years from now, I'll have my 10-year anniversary. So celebrate that big. I'd expect to probably expand the firm a little bit more by then. I have another associate attorney on board. Actually, one of my paralegals that's been with me for 6 years now. She's currently in law school. I've actually put like 3 people through law school. Just that started as paralegals at my firm and then went off to go to law school and are either about to be lawyers or will be becoming lawyers or are already lawyers.
You gotta come back home now.
Yeah. So that's one of the ways that I like to give back as well. And then in regards to my other ventures, I expect in 3 years that those will have blown up. In fact, I'll even mention it. It's called the Injury Assistance Network. And basically what the Injury Assistance Network is, and it's www.injuryassistancenetwork.com. It's a way for folks, the general public, as well as other attorneys, to remember I was talking about how important getting that medical treatment is. It's and good medical treatment. It's a way for the attorneys, for the general public, to find treating providers, whether it be chiro, neuro, ortho, whatever the case may be. Anyone that serves the personal injury industry, they can search them up on my site by their zip code, by their specialty, and it just makes it way easier. So if I have a client that's in say South Florida, because this is how the idea came about 4 years ago. I'd have somebody that I'm representing in South Florida. I don't know a lot of doctors down in South Florida, so I have to do the same thing that everyone else have to do, is get on Google and pick a doctor. Hopefully they know what they're doing and will treat my client correctly. Now what I'm doing is I've created this website that's the directory that all the providers on there are going to be verified by myself and my colleagues, so that we know that if you treat with this doctor, he actually knows what he's doing. He's going to...
Is this the first type of website like this?
There are other sites like this, but I think with me being an attorney as well, and I don't own any of these medical establishments. I don't have any kind of give and take or anything with those. So my goal is just to get them additional exposure. So they get on the site. Obviously, they'd have to pay a monthly subscription fee so that they can be on the network. But it allows other attorneys and the general public to be able to search them up on my site, and they can click to their website directly from my site.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
No, man, accidents be big, man. I was 5 minutes late because of an accident on I-4 today. So that's what I'm saying.
Accidents happen all the time, man.
I forgot how many seconds in a day. Said it happened one like every 3 seconds or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but we're going to have to bring you back for another one, though, because, I mean, I be having, like, a lot of stuff. And then once we talk to people, then we be like, oh, we got to talk about this. And then my viewers, they get to watch it, and then they go to hit me up like, man, why you ain't asking about why they be doing this and why they be doing that?
No doubt, man.
So, I mean, if anybody you want to shout out or you want to, you know what I'm saying, say something to before we end it, go ahead. This your moment. You should shout out the client for the 2.7. You still friends with him?
Of course, she hits me up all the time anytime she needs any kind of legal advice. But I can't put our business out
Yeah,
there.
no, this man, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But I had who that was, Dan Newland. I had a friend that won a case with Dan Newland, and they stuck his picture on the billboard on the side of town where we from. And when he did it, he said he was like, man, when they told me they were gonna do it, it sounded like it was okay, but he was like, man, everybody that know me in the city not know how much money I got, man. Everybody,
yeah.
He was like, I said, shit, I know how much you got to. I was like, dang, you got that much money. Nah. Like,
and he didn't, because out of that came fees, out of that had to pay bills.
Yeah, because they put in how much you get total. They not put in how much your
walk
cut
away
was.
with, right.
Yeah, they put their amount, they cut everything.
They just put in the settlement amount.
And that just made him look crazy, because I know a lot of people was like,
hey,
like you rich now.
Something, right?
Like I think his settlement was for like almost like 800,000 or something. I was like, so out of 800,000, he probably really only got like 4, 5 maybe. Because he got to take 33 out before anything.
And that's only if it goes into litigation. If it goes into suit, then it goes up to 40%.
Also, you have to sue them.
If you have to sue them and file paperwork in court, 40%.
See, I ain't even know that. That's what they did with doing my case. See, now I gotta call the lawyer and talk to him now, because I ain't.
Yeah.
See, lawyers won't even tell you nothing like that. That's why I'm glad I interviewed.
I mean, you sure? Because we usually go through that at the beginning. We're going through the paperwork and the contracts that we have to sign.
No. You might be a good lawyer, but like I told you, like it's a, you gotta think about it. A lot of people, small people, gonna go to small lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Then when, like I told you, it's a field where like it's a lot of lawyers. It's just people. Period. If people feel like they can get over on you, they gonna do it. Like they feel like they see that you like don't know what you doing, or you like confused about some stuff, they gonna go with what they know.
See, well, I guess, I mean, I was raised by my mom that was in church all the time.
Yeah, so that why we need more lawyers like you.
Just an example. I had this client, got him a pretty decent settlement. It was $100K on the settlement, right? He was pretty banged up. And from that amount, I think we cut a $2,100 check to the hospital, right? And this was 2 years ago, after the case was settled, to pay his bill. Just the other day, 2 years later, we got that check back from the hospital saying that he had a zero balance. They reimbursed the check. He didn't know about it. That would have been easy. But no, because that's not my money. That's his money. So I was very happy to deposit that money into the trust account and give him a call and be like, look, yo, I have some more money for you. That makes him happy. That makes him want to come back to me.
Can lawyers get in trouble for keeping your money?
Absolutely.
Hey, but cause boy, they got to make sure everybody will call me with mine if they owe me something. I find with them, but now.
Absolutely.
But that was, with mine, that happened before too. But it'd be bad when you done change numbers and all that kind of stuff, and the lawyer can't find you now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, even if they can't find you, they have to put a good faith effort out to find you, and if they can, then the money goes up to the state. You can't keep that money. That's not your money. The only money that's mine is my fee based on the work that I did and whatever cost that I incurred as a result of that work.
That's what's up, man. But yeah, man, so we appreciate Mike. Hey,
man, it was a pleasure.
Listen,
I
man,
enjoyed
you put me on a game on a lot of stuff now, man.
Okay.
And so we hope we can sit down again, man. Michael Mills, man.
Injury Assistance Law Firm.
Talk to him.
Bro, please, bro. I'm joking. Stop.
Talk to him.